Hello, good people of Room 8. Time to start our first video production. To begin, give you a quick introduction. We're going to go ahead and use some images from the lava beds as the subject of our first movie and use those images as a way to practice a lot of different techniques. So the first step to get ready to put this production together is to go ahead and click on your computer icon so that we can navigate over to Drive B, find the folder that contains all those images that we need, and copy them over to your Drive E. So you're going to click on Computer Student Drive B, and as always go on over to year 2015-2016 for this particular project and set that up over on half of the screen and navigate to a folder called Video Production. Then you'll see a folder called Lava Beds Video 1, and we'll leave that right there. And then go ahead and go on over to your thawed space over on your computer, which is Drive E. There it is, thawed space E. Double click that, and then navigate to the folders that you should have created after watching the video, the previous video on getting your folders set up. And so in mine, that is video production, and on that last video we created, I think we created 4 folders: images, music, Premiere projects, and video. And so what you can do is go ahead and click on that images folder, and then you're going to copy, and I've already done it, you'll see mine there, Lava Beds 1, but just go ahead and take that and drag it over to your thawed space on Drive E. And so we'll need all of those images before we can move on. So why don't you go ahead and pause this video right now, minimize it, and go ahead and get those folders copied over. Okay, with those finally copied, we can go ahead and close the window B. We won't need that. And then I would go ahead and minimize your thawed space, because in a little while we're going to go back into that. And so if we leave that minimized, we don't have to go and open it again. So you should be back at your desktop. And what you'll want to do is navigate over to the window orb, and we're going to go and open up a program called Adobe Premiere Pro. Click on all programs, and what I'm going to do is give you an overview. You can watch this, and then I can watch it again if you want to work with it on the screen, or I'll be coming around the room and helping you out individually as we go through this. So you want to navigate to Adobe Master Collection CS6, and there's all of our Adobe programs, and take a look down through here and look for Adobe Premiere Pro CS6, and that's the one we want to use. Give that a minute to open up. There it comes. And when this opens up, we'll have to make a couple decisions here. Set some presets. Alright, there we go. The welcome window. You're going to click on New Project. And the New Project window comes up. And the main thing we need to do right here is make sure that we set the location in that folder that we created in the previous lesson. It's very important. We don't want this to be saved on Drive B or anywhere on the district servers. So go ahead and click on Browse and navigate to your folder on the thawed space. There's my video production. So that was where we saved our images, and we don't have any music yet. Premiere projects, that's where we want to save our projects. Double click that. Say yep, select that folder, and then it puts in our path to that location. And then for the name of this project, this is going to be, I want you to name this your name, Lava Video my typing here. Video 1. Your name, Lava Video 1, and then click OK. And then the new sequence window comes up. New sequence, which is a name used for a timeline where you'll actually build your movie. So there's all kinds of different settings here. And our equipment is somewhat dated, and so we're going to be using what is an old television standard here. Digital video, NTSC, National Television something committee, selection committee, I believe. And so we're going to select NTSC and select standard 48 kilohertz. And then all these presets come up. We're going to just keep all of those. And then we're going to give our first sequence a name. And once again, that's going to be your name, Lava Video 1. Once again, NTSC, select standard 48K. Sequence name, your name, Lava Video 1. Click OK. And we'll wait, and it should load all those presets, bring up our opening screen. And there is Premiere Pro, the video editing software. Looking beautiful. Why don't you pause the video at this time and go ahead and open Premiere Pro and see if you can get to this location. And I'll come around the room, help you out, and see if we can get everybody to this location, and we'll move on. Well, hopefully you got this far without too much trouble. Well, let's take a look at the environment that we're dealing with here. Down here we have what we call the project window, and this is where we bring in all of our resources for making the movie. We're going to load up our images. We'll have titles in here. We'll have music, black video, whatever resources are needed to make a movie. Here we have a source window or a preview monitor that we could look at all the stuff that's here in our project window. We can preview it here. And then this section right down here is known as a sequence, or in a lot of video programs known as the timeline. Notice it starts at time 0 and moves through 16 seconds, 32 seconds, so on, all the way, moving downstream. And then this is the program monitor, and this is where you'd actually view the movie that you're building. And so what you can do is click here on the timeline, and you can move to different points in your movie and view them. And you'll notice that this, what they call a CTI, current time indicator, moves at the same time. And notice the time here is the same as the time here. So it's revealing what's on your timeline. Program monitor, little TV screen there. Another way to think about our project window here is it's kind of like I like to think of it as a tool shed. It's where we put all the tools that we're going to need in order to build the movie. So the next big step is to import all of the images that we're going to need to start creating our first video. Now you should have saved your thought space, left it open, I should say. And so I've got that right here. So you can go ahead and open that window and have that window separate. Oh, we didn't want that to happen. Bring that back up. Let's try that again. There it is. And what we could do is go right into that lava beds video. Now, what we can do at this point, since we have this window open, is that we could drag these folders. And notice I have these numbered for organization here. And I've done that for you just so that we all build the movie in the same way. That folder 1 will be used first, folder 2, folder 3, so on and so forth, all the way until we get to our closing image. And there's a handful of images in each of these folders. And so what you could do is you could just simply click on one of those folders and drag it one at a time right into that project window. And real quickly there was an import files window that showed up. And so there they are, in the same format that they are in your Windows folder. Nice and organized. The other way you can do is to go ahead and drag them in all at the same time. So I'll navigate back to lava beds. So this time I could click on the second folder. I could hold the control key down and select 2 at a time, 3 at a time, 4 at a time, 5, 6, or I can select all of them, however you want to do it. You can also just use the mouse and select the ones you want. Of course, that picked up that one there, made it a little difficult. The other thing you can do when selecting files or folders is hold down the control key and press the letter A, and that'll select all of those. Or you can select the first folder and hold down the shift key, click the last image, and it selects all those in between folder 1 and the last folder. I'll do that again. You can do it again. You can select one, drag it in, one at a time. You could hold down the control key and press the letter A and grab everything. You could hold your mouse button down, the left button, and put a loop around everything. That'll select them all. Or you could hold the control key down, click however many at a time that you want to drag in there. So what I'm going to do is hold down, left click on the second folder, hold the shift key on the last folder, and notice it selected everything except item number 1. And I'm going to go ahead and drag every one of those into my project window. And you can see that little import window there. It's hiding behind that. And I can minimize that. And there we have it. We've got all of our images that we need. There's a little drop-down triangle. And all of our pictures are loaded in there. 8 folders. So at this point, probably a good idea to pause the video again and see if you can get those folders imported into your project window in Adobe Premiere Pro. And the last step, just to confirm that the import went okay and to give you a little practice on using a couple of these windows, take a look at your folders. And what you can do is a couple ways to preview these. You could click on the picture and drag it up into your source monitor like that. That was a click, hold, and drag. Or you can simply just double click a picture like that. 2 clicks on the left button. And notice that it replaces the picture that was before it, but the pictures before it are still there. And you can look at those right here in your source tab. Drop the triangle, and you will see there's the first one we loaded, the second one, and the third one. And you can also use that to close those. So if I want to close that image, I could simply click close. Or if I want to close all of those images and start over with a new folder to preview, I could just click close all, and they're all closed, and then I could start over again and go ahead and move on over to a new set of images. So let's see, I'll move on over here to, let's just grab some landscape here. Now let's look at some caves. Let's see what we have here. We've got Fern Cave. And let's see, I'll take and I can drag it up there, or I can double click it. And there we have it. We've got the pictures back in there again. So at this point, go ahead and practice that. And I'm going to stop this video at this point because I'm approaching the 15-minute mark, which is the limit of what I have here. And we'll see you in the next video. We'll move on.